Have you ever been on one of those road trips where literally everything happens? Fires, detours, traffic, one of your dogs gets attacked by like 1,000 cactus needles. This trip was anything but boring, so buckle up. You're coming with me. So the road looks calm, but let me tell you, it did not stay that way. For example, this plane came out of nowhere and it was so low. Also, throughout the vlog, you're going to notice that there's a lot of smoke because there was a big forest fire on one of our major highways. We stopped at Wendy's on our way out of town, grabbed some lunch. That's my burger. It looked really good. First rest stop of the day. Chewie needs to sniff the perimeter. But we are just outside of the number 1 highway. Look how smoky it is. There's a big forest fire up on the Kaale. So we can't take that highway. So we're going to be taking the highway number 3, the Crow's Nest. Oh, good boy. Hey, Ted! Ted! This is the front of the pit stop that we were at. They have a lot of gas fill-up stations here. And inside, they have this cool lounge called the Parish Pit. There's a TV in there, lots of chairs. And then there's also showers over here. And the bathroom was very clean, which I loved. Now, you can see a helicopter here. This was where the smoke was getting really bad. We stopped in Manning Park and somebody told us to turn around because it was going to be a 2-hour drive to Princeton, which is only supposed to be like a 40-minute drive. And as we turned around, we heard on the radio that the Kaale was back open. So perfect. So we're like, okay, let's do that. So we're driving up the Kaale. We get to near the I think it was Coldwater, and check out this semi-truck on fire on the other side of the road. Look at that. Look at it. Oh my God. They actually ended up having to close the highway again because of that. So we're just very lucky to make it through. On a lighter note, this is a campground that we love driving through. It is located at a very beautiful lake here in British Columbia. And sadly, a lot of the sites were empty because of the smoke and because the highway had been shut down. So look at that lake though. Look at it. It's so calm. It's beautiful. So we ended up deciding on getting a room at Canada's Best Value Inn. And first impressions, the room was very clean. The bed looked comfortable. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going to stay in a hotel or motel or inn, it has to be clean. It's like the number one priority. And the reviews of this place were great. There's my husband. That's not our truck, but we were able to park really close to the door, so that was a nice bonus. Check out this bougie sanitization thing on the toilet. Love it. So we're outside the back of the inn, just going pee for the dogs. And it literally looks like a full moon out there. It's very red-ish. It doesn't look red in the camera, but it's definitely reddish. And it looks very full. What a fun day. Okay, so I took the dogs out for their final bathroom break, but I forgot my phone, so I didn't have a flashlight. So now I brought my phone out so I can find Chewy's poo. I do have Ted's poo. I need to find Chewy's. All right, I think I got it all. I'm gonna come back to this area in the morning just to make sure. But look how cute this is. There's like a bunch of chairs and even swings. That's one building. That's the other building. We're in that building over there, but we're at the very end unit. And this is what our inn looks like in the morning. Still very smoky. And this is where I had to hunt for Chewy's poo last night with my flashlight on my phone. I think I got it all. After we checked out, we went to this cute little local restaurant, and that man right there has been eating at this restaurant for 65 years because his mom bought the place 65 years ago. How cool is that? Breakfast sandwich, top notch, super good. And then we hit the road. Look at that rock situation over there. It was real. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And look at the boys. They're so tired. Chewy's like falling asleep, sitting up. Anyways, let's check out some more stuff on the road. This was a really cool thing. It looked like salt, just pure salt. Next up, we ended up in a town called Clinton. And funny enough, some of our friends were there in this town. They were selling mini donuts at a music festival. So we found them at this really beautiful park. There it is, Deb's Donuts. We decided to get some of the classic ones because who doesn't love a classic mini donut? It was really neat getting to watch them be made, kind of like at that little station there. But these were so warm and so perfect. Then we kept driving and saw some more cool buildings and scenery and more wildlife. Look, watch. Boom, another deer. They were out and about. We tried to see where that one went, but he was too fast. He just kept on going. But look at this forest. Look at this. We have had devastating fires in our province. Makes me emotional. Beautiful, beautiful green forests. And it's just so hard to see them like this. But I know that all of this will be green again. Now, on a lighter note, check out these hay bales. There were so many of them. Like, there's just so many of them. And they all look perfect. I don't know about you, but I'd say those are some pretty perfect hay bales. And then cows. So many cows. And Ted wasn't even barking at them because he was sleeping. Now, this lake right here is beautiful. It's called Loon Lake. And this is where we stayed the night. Look how calm that lake is. Just so peaceful. And we ended up finding a cabin at a fishing lodge. See that cabin? That's our cabin for the night. Oh, look at it. It was so cool. Okay, so here it is inside. Tables, some cupboards, which was really nice. Fridge, stove, coffee pot, which we don't drink coffee, but that's okay. Microwave, sink. This was a futon, bathroom, bedroom, green chair, which was very comfortable and such a vibe. Check out this bedroom. Yes, we love the bedroom. This is the bathroom. It was actually pretty big for a cabin's bathroom, and it had dishes. And look at all this. Look at all this stuff right here. Like, look at how nice this is. We Darren, my husband, he had brought in some stuff already, and ice cube trays. We love that for us. We love ice. Look at the deer. I literally went outside. There was a deer. There were so many deer out on this trip. And Ted was like, whoa, what the heck? What the heck was that? Chewy's like, don't worry, it's just a deer. And you could see the lake. You could see the lake right as we're standing out front. Those are the other cabins in the fishing lodge. Now it was time for lunch. So I made us some sandwiches before we left home. I also cut up some veggies for some veggies and dip. So here's some peppers, and I have a question for you. What is your favorite colored pepper? I love yellow pepper. It's my favorite. But I also like orange and red, but not green. Green peppers are gross. Now, here's the good stuff. Check out this lake. Look at this dock right here. This was our dock. This dock was assigned to our cabin. How freaking awesome. Also, I found out later that we could have rented that boat. So next time we go, we might have to rent a boat. Now, we decided to go on an adventure, to take dogs with us and just, find a place for them to run around. Well, we found this spot. This spot right here. Doesn't look like much, as you can tell, burnt trees. But this is the desert, right? You can't tell, but there's tiny cacti, cactuses, whatever, just all over the place. I didn't actually know that. We just let Ted and Chewy run free. Chewy just sort of hung around us, but Ted, he ran around. We discovered that he was covered in these things when we got back to the cabin. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just try and give him a bath. But we only had like our, human shampoo and conditioner, but I thought better than nothing. Now, we didn't have like real scissors, but luckily in the truck, we did have these little clippers that were a part of a Swiss Army knife type thing. And so here I am cutting these things off of Ted. He was such a trooper. He really was. Then it was time for a beverage. Cheers. Clearly, look at my face. I needed that. It took so long. He has a lot of hair, and he ran through a lot of cacti. He was tuckered out. Look at him. Look at him. I was pretty sure I got most of it off, and then I was hungry. So I ate some of the pasta salad that I made before we left, and I'm not going to lie to you. It was really good. But I forgot to add cheddar cheese. Oh, and then Darren busted out his rock crawler. Look at that thing. We literally have so much fun. I realized around midnight we hadn't had dinner yet, so it was time for some smokies. Also, we put the sleeping bag out on the futon for the dogs, and look where Ted was. Like, peekaboo. All right, it's the next morning. This was how we left the cabin. So we made sure that everything was nice and clean, and I'll show you inside. This is what happens when you rent a cabin to my husband and I. See, all the towels that we used are in the shower. Everything's nice and neat. The bedroom, I kind of half-ass make the bed. It's not perfect, but I do it. And I swept the whole floor. And look at that. It's a vibe. Look at Chewy out there. One last little view from the patio. This patio was really beautiful. Look at, we're back on the road and another semi-truck on fire. Like, what the heck? Well, we're home, safe and sound. Traffic was not bad coming home, which was nice. And it rained, as you could see, it rained on our way home. And that was very, so nice because we need the rain. Clearly, with all the smoke and the fires. And anywho, I'm just letting the dogs out in the back. And tomorrow I will do a little recap of the whole trip and highlights and things like that. And yeah, as much fun as it is to be away, it's so nice to be home. I am not going to do a recap because you just watched the video. And thank you for doing so. I'm so glad you came along for the ride. And we already have more adventures planned. So stick around because I want to take you with me. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And comment. Do you like road trips? What is your favorite road trip? I have so many questions for all of you who are watching. So I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Ted also says bye. Chewy's upstairs.